Yo, it's your boy Marcus Omorsini back with a video. Today we're going to be talking about COD mobile accounts, values, and monetary, what makes them more valuable, mythics, legendary seasons, rarities, all that good stuff, and what you can essentially do if you want to sell your account. So what I was looking at was, world chat. And in world chat, somebody was like, hey, I'm selling my account. And I was like, man, I haven't even thought about that in so long. And I started thinking about it. What if you wanted to sell your account? What would the actual value be of a given account? And what would, like, the buyer determine the value? Can you determine the value? Where is that sort of at? And I was like, well, what was the sort of process of this back when the game came out? Well, it was based off of, did you hit legendary in season 1, or did you buy the battle pass then? And if you did, people would want those accounts because they didn't do that because they didn't play the game back then, right? So that added value to the account, right? In season 2 and season 3 and season 4 and all those seasons, people weren't able to play back then, so they want accounts that were back then so that they could essentially have what they could never get. Now that's changing because COD Mobile is going to be bringing back the battle passes from back then and all that crap. But that being said, that would add value to those accounts for now. It won't be for long because they won't be rare anymore. They're about to be all over the place and not have any value at all. That being said, that was how it worked back then. And I always said, my highest offer that I have for my account, which has been legendary every season, and I have the season 1 legendary frame, somebody offered me $750 for it. Should have taken it, maybe, I don't know. But that would have just been beer money. I was in college, bro. That being said, that's how much I've seen. And I don't know what the value is for accounts nowadays when you have mythics and legendaries and prestige weapons and rare skins and mythic skins and all that stuff. What is the value of accounts at that level? You know what I mean? Because there are accounts out there that have everything in the game, right? So how much would you value that account versus how much you would value an account that's been in existence since the game was created, but, they don't have every mythic in the game. They only have a couple, right? So I was thinking about something like that. How would you sell these accounts? What would be able to increase the value of them? And, going forward in the future, what's the plan for valuing and selling mythic accounts overall? Because mythics are kind of the new thing, right? Nobody really cares about the legendary frames anymore, stuff like that. There was a time I think people cared about it. You know what I mean? Now it's just kind of like, if you have it, you have it. If you don't, you don't. But people are like actively looking for like a season 1 legendary account and wanting to buy it. From what I've seen, maybe I'm wrong. You know what I mean? Maybe in other servers, you guys are still looking for something like that. I feel like I never hear anybody really looking for it anymore. Every once in a while I get like a question in the lobby and somebody will be like, hey, you looking to sell your account? Well, if you're looking to sell your account, hit me up because I'll buy it. You know what I mean? And I have a group of people just sitting on my friends that's probably waiting, right? And they're just waiting for me to sell the account. That's never happening. If you're one of those people, it's never happening, right? If I didn't sell it for $750 back then, I'm not selling it now. You'd have to offer me something, I don't know, something worth me just like never playing this game again. I guess, I don't know. I don't even know. If I lost my account, I don't think I would ever play the game again, right? That's why I'm grinding out. Like, I just grind everything out to Damascus, grind out all diamond and all my guns, and then just sell the account. Hell no. Absolutely not. I put in way too much time and effort into this game to just give away my account. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of value to these accounts to some people in a sentimental way, right? For me, that's why I think of my account. I have like a lot of sentimental value from time. I have 6 years of time put into playing this game on this account, and all of this stuff is in here. Kind of depicts how I played the game over that course of time, right? Even if you look at like my BR stats, right, you see I average like 2,000 damage a game, but you don't see that for I don't know how many of my games I got no kills and no damage because I was just AFK stratting to hit legendary, right? So there's stuff like that sentimental value of like, hey, do you remember how this game played back then? You know what I mean? Being able to hit legendary in multiplayer without getting a kill, being able to hit legendary in BR without playing. You know what I mean? So it's just crazy to think about, that kind of thing and what I've done with this game overall, right? So I think, there's also the sentimental side of value for your account, right? I may hold mythics in a certain light. Like, I think I should be able, since I spent $125 on all these mythics, I should be able to sell my account for at least $125 per mythic that I have. I have 6 mythics, so that should be, you know what I mean, 125 times 6. I'm selling it for at least that. I think the S1's legendary frame is worth $1,000 on top of it. You know what I mean? I want to sell my account for $2,000. You know what I mean? That's crazy, but you get my point. It's all about the value of where I think the people value items for selling the account. That being said, I think I've kind of covered everything in this sort of general idea. I haven't really seen a lot of people sell accounts. You know, I've never looked into buying one. I wonder where you would even go. Maybe like a Discord chats for like popular streamers, or I don't know, eBay. I don't know where you would go to buy a COD mobile account. Like, it just seems weird. You just have to run into somebody who's actually actively selling one and like quitting the game and going over to another game and then just buy their account off of them. It's weird. It would be such a weird scenario to be in, to like have to sell an account or want to sell an account, because you would have to have invested in it, and so there'd have to be some value of yourself that you like put into that account. You know what I mean? Like, I bought this Mythic Dark Shepherd. Well, I think that's worth some money. You know what I mean? I made a whole video on how it's like $400 to buy it. So, and to max it out, it's expensive. So, you know, I kind of want to use it. You know what I mean? I don't want to just buy it and then throw it away, give it to somebody else. That being said, kind of covered all that. Here with the class setup, I usually use granulated, no rubberized grip tape, and that's for S&D. So I took it off, put on the OWC laser for respawns. Highly suggest you do that, unless it's like some other mode where you wouldn't want to do that. Skill Overdrive. If you haven't been using Skill Overdrive, this is the best wildcard, I think, now that I've used it more. It just loads up 2 specialists, and it does it too quick. They need to slow down the time that it does it, because you get them so fast, you just, I don't know, I feel like you're lapping them, and 2 specialists is broken, right? Annihilator I can get 6 kills with. Usually I get like 4, right? The Claw I can get like 5 kills with, right? And then that's everybody on the map's kind of using that. Everybody else is using equalizers. So Skill Overdrive is a problem. They need to change somehow, some way, just fix it. Overkill is the best for like S&D. I know kill streak support is really good too, but you got to be able to unlock those streaks or just use persistence or something to make it more valuable. That being said, you know, I just kind of wanted to look at my collection a little bit here and just kind of scroll around at some of the stuff I got over the course of time, right? Because I got 3 maxed out mythics, 6 mythics in total, 1 prestige weapon, which is the Void Sender Prestige, which I got in, what is that, 7/12/2024, so a little over a year ago. Pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I like the Hades. That was a good gun for me to get it on. Maybe I should use it more often, to be honest with you. Here, you see a lot of the older guns in this game, older skins from back in the day. So, that being said, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications if you want to. Let me know your thoughts on the value of COD mobile accounts here in 2025. And yeah, it's been your boy Marcus Morsini. I'm out of here. Peace.